Hello, everyone. It's Cindy Luby, and it's Monday already. Did we just have Monday? Well, it's time for that quick and easy card today. And boy, do I have something fun to do. I know that Elaine on Friday went through our retirement list of some of our stamp sets that are retiring. How sad. We don't like that. Hi, Faye. How you doing? So we got together and put our heads together and decided that we're going to focus on some of our favorite stamp sets and bundles before they go away. Because we don't want people to miss out on some of these great stamps and dies that we have. So it's now a designer's choice on what we get to do. So I chose the Quite Curvy. So because I thought this was fun, I made some fun Christmas cards with this one. Hello, Elaine. How are you doing? And I thought, well, this would be a fun one to do. We're not in Christmas anymore, so it's time to do some other nice cards. We've got some wonderful holidays coming up and lots of birthdays, and we need lots of thank yous. We need lots of cards, right? So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do something that's very simple. And this way you could make multiple cards if you wanted to. And a great way to make all sorts of different cards, put different sentiments on it, and voila, you're all done and ready to send out in the mail. So as you can see, Quite Curvy has a lot of great little sentiments on it that are curved. We have You're One in a Million, Thinking of You Makes My Day, Wishing You the Happiest of Birthdays, Hooray for You, Made with Love Just for You, and a real pretty little hello back down at the bottom. We've got some pretty flowers, birds, and an ivy. So lots of fun things there. And we have the coordinating dies that go with it. So a way that you can cut out the little flowers that you see here. We can cut out the birds. We've got our little curved. We've got the one with the dots and one with the flourishes and then ivies. And then you've actually can have all these little pieces here that you can do. So you could cut those out and use those as embellishments too. So lots of fun things here that you can see. Can you see that? Okay. So let's see if we can zoom out a little bit since I think I'm a little too close here. I'm losing you a little bit. There we go. Much better. All right. So in that, one of the things that I'm going to show you is of how you can do different ways of using some of these dies. All right. And I've got a little, I don't know if you ever noticed, but in our main catalog, we have this little die set. And it's called the Ornate Frame Dies. Now, this wasn't part of the bundle. This was a little hidden gem in the back of the catalog that I happened to find one day where all the dies are that come up with these cute little framelets that are great for small sentiments. Aren't they pretty? So you'll find it probably on the ornate frames or ornate section of the catalog, but I actually found the dies in the back of the catalog because again, they weren't part of a bundle. So I'm going to use one of these dies today that I'm showing you on one of the other cards that I made. So let me show you the card that I made as when I was making these. Put these up to the side here. Isn't this a pretty card? Now this is with Poppy Parade, and then I did the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. Isn't that a pretty card? And look at what I did is I used the little ivy with the flowers on it as an embellishment on the side to fill in that area. Now what's nice about this is you can actually just make this one size and cut it, and then on the inside you can use the other piece instead of using it as the top and bottom. You can use it as an embellishment on the inside of your card because you know what we say, no naked cards. Hi Patsy. Hi Susan. Glad you're here. So as you can say, I used the Made Just For You on this one. So this was my sample card that I did on Saturday when I was kind of designing my own cards. So we're going to go ahead and make that one, and then I'm going to show you some other cards that I made. So we're going to keep that one there for you. And I decided I was going to do something a little bit different on my papers, and I chose Mossy Meadow. I got to move this up a little bit. For some reason, I'm not staying in the frame today. I want to keep bringing things closer to me. So I did Mossy Meadow and I did Soft Seafoam. Now, aren't those two pretty colors together? I just love that. So what I did is I'm going to go ahead and I went ahead for time wise, and I went ahead and cut, and this is how my paper would have been cut out when using the die. Now, what I wanted to show you on the die is that we have the dots, as you can see, that cut out, and then we have the edging. There's a raised edging on this. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. You see that raised edging on this side? That's actually the side that's going to cut your paper. So that would be your smooth edge. And then you would have the side of where your dots are. So when I did this, I wanted my smooth edge to be on the outside and my dots to be on the inside. Now, when I did this card, I did it just the opposite, where I did the smooth edge on this side of the card and I did my dots on the other side. So it just really just depends on how you put your die down on how it's going to cut and what side you're going to get with what you want for your design. So that way, see what I'm saying is that you've got two different designs now. This one I'm going to put where I have the dots on the front, and I'm going to put the other piece on the inside. So on this, instead of just stamping on the card itself, I decided to go ahead and put a layer in there. So this is going to be your standard size card, which is the 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then this size is going to be your 4 by 5 1/4. So that gives you your layer that gives you that 1/4 inch on the outside of your card. And then we're going to take our paper that I cut, and I decided on this one, see on this one I did edge to edge. This one I decided I would mirror the layer so that way you can see the Mossy Meadow on the outside of the card, because I didn't want to cover that all up. So why use Mossy Meadow if you're going to not see that pretty color? So on this, what I did, and then what you do on this one is, one of the things that I'll tell you is that a lot of times when I'm doing a design, let me put this out to the side here, is that I will actually take the stamp itself and make sure that I have enough space for the die to come, because you don't want to, the eyeballing is great, but sometimes my eyes and what the actual reality of the paper are two different things. So what I decided, and I've done it before, where I have not given myself enough room. And what you can do is say, if you cut this and you decided I need a little bit more room, just cut a little bit more of this edge off. That's no big deal. So you can make it so it's a little bit more on that, so you don't have to worry about, if you wanted more space, then just cut a little bit more off this side. That's all you have to do, and just eyeball it. It doesn't have to be a specific measurement. So on this one, like I said, I decided that I wanted this much space, so I wanted to make sure that my die will work with what my design is going to be. So one of the things that I'm going to do on this one, because if I did it two dies, as you can see, I would have a problem if it was the same direction each time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it, and then I'm going to turn it over and stamp it this way. Hey, mix it up a little bit, right? All right, so on this, I decided that I'm going to use, I looked at some of the colors in my paper, and beautiful, beautiful colors. But I decided I wanted my flowers to pop because I didn't want them to blend as much as they did with the Poppy Parade. So I chose Misty Moonlight because there is the Misty Moonlight, a little bit, a hint of that in the paper. So what I'm going to do is, as you know, we're all going to always get started on this and test out our stamp, make sure that the ink is all distributed evenly. And like I said, what you can do is you can kind of leave this as a guide So that way you know where you're stamping and that you're not going to be in that area. And then again, if you do, all you have to do is trim your paper. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started and stamp it. And I just thought it was nice. You could have left that blank, but I thought it was nice to kind of put that stamp in there and just give it a little bit of extra design. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to move this down a little bit, and I'm going to make it just so I don't get that last flower in there, but I'm going to get everything else. And you can move it as much as you want, just to kind of give you an idea of your design. Voila, there we go. Well, guess what? Got a little bit of a smudge. Now I got to find Elaine's little eraser, and you just go with your little eraser and you just kind of lighten that smudge up a little bit. The quicker you do it, the easier it is for you to get it off the paper because it doesn't quite dry. And you can see I'm not going back and forth really hard on it. I'm just doing a light. Before you know it, that smudge is gone. Voila! Ha! Like it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this layer. I'm going to close this for now because you know me. I'm always getting ink all over my hands and I barely get started. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and put this paper down. Isn't that pretty? And I'm going to go ahead and put that on my cardstock. Uh-oh. Guess what? Used it all up. Okay, we're going to go back to the glue. I thought I was being prepared. Never a dull moment when I'm doing a card, right? At least I don't have dimensionals all over my fingertips this time.
Not yet.
Not yet. I don't even think I'm using dimensionals today. Maybe I'm going to steer clear of those. Call me chicken. Now I'm going to take my other piece that I already cut, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. Hopefully I won't run out of glue or we're going to be in real big trouble. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that to my card. Woohoo! There we go. Isn't that pretty? And glue that to my card base. I don't use soft seafoam a lot just because of the light color, but on the background of this mossy meadow, it really does make that color pop. All right, and I decided on this one, I was going to make this, Mother's Day is really not that far away. I know we got Easter right around the corner, but it's time to start making some Mother's Day cards, and you can make this a birthday card, but I decided today that I would make this a Mother's Day card. So on this one, I used the Timeless Tulips. And I liked it because it has some great sentiments in it. And the reason I chose this one is because the Mother's Day was the size that I wanted. I really liked Strong and Beautiful as my other stamp set that I like to use, but the Happy Mother's Day was too big. So if you look at it, and like this is what I always do before I choose things, is I looked and I went, uh-oh, where I want to put my Mother's Day is going to be a really tight squeeze, and then you wouldn't have enough space to do what you wanted to do on writing. So, because I like to try to put it more at the top so you have more place to write. So it was a little bit too big for what I was looking for. So I went through our stamp sets and I found the Timeless Tulips, and I liked this Happy Mother's Day. It was just the right size. And I liked that it had the script too, because I thought this was a nice complement to the paper that we were using. Kind of more that feminine look on the Mother's Day scripting. So I'm going to go ahead and test my stamp again. And I'm going to go ahead and do that with the Misty Moonlight. And stamp that. Happy Mother's Day. Isn't that pretty? I just love that. Now, one of the things that I haven't been doing, I've kind of been remiss in not doing my envelope. So I didn't want to get my hand slapped again. Elaine might slap my hand again because I'm not doing my envelope. She might, she might start slapping me. So who knows? So I thought, okay, well, I've got a little bit of time today before I show you my other cards. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to close this up before, if I don't close up my inks, I'll stick my fingers in it or I will stamp the wrong color ink. It never fails. So I have learned to go ahead and close my inks when I'm done stamping that particular item. So on this one, I decided I was going to go ahead and use our memento. See what I mean? I already did it. Got ink on my hands. So I decided I'm going to do a little coloring on this because, on our stamps, they stamp so there's really not any color in them. We don't have another stamp in order to do that. So we have the opportunity to use our blends. Woohoo! So I'm going to go ahead and get this stamped, and you can either do it one of two ways. Since I haven't used this one, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp it just in case. Oh, looks good. So you can do it one of two ways. You could stamp it so it kind of matches the edging, so it kind of goes up down like this, or you can do it the other way, so it kind of goes up. So I'm not really sure which one. I don't think I'm going to go up. So it just adds a little bit of something to your envelope when somebody looks at something. Gives that post person something nice to look at besides an ugly envelope as they're processing our mail. So that's just pretty by itself without even coloring it. Just kind of adds a little something to your envelope. But since I already have my blends out, we're going to do a little coloring. We're going to do the Cindy coloring today, not the Elaine coloring. Remember, the Cindy coloring is much simpler, but still gives you that effect. We let Elaine do all of the intricate stuff, but I'm kind of just color it and get it done. So remember, we have two edges, so I'm going to just use our little brush edge, and I'm going to go ahead and just give it a light touch, and I'm going to do a little bit of coloring. What I love about this is a very light stroke. Just do a little bit of coloring. I can sing along if you want, so you're not bored. No? Well, I guess I'll have to just keep yakking then, right?
Yes.
Oh my God, let's see. I didn't get to play golf this weekend. Bummer, because we had storms roll through in North Carolina. And it was a little bit too wet. And I didn't want to have to walk in the mud. Kind of affects my swing a little bit. So I decided, nah, I'm not going to do that. So I stayed home. And of course, I didn't get much sleep either because my lovely little doggie, Cocoa Bean, she doesn't like storms, and she lets me know it. She lets everybody know it. So therefore, I have to sometimes go downstairs and sleep in my lovely chair because she loves to bark. She didn't like storms. She didn't like the thunder. She didn't like anything about it. So I'm like, okay. So that was my weekend. What'd you do this weekend, Elaine? I think she caused trouble.
I did. Stamp it up.
Not that kind of trouble. Oh, well. What can I say? That's sometimes the way the weekends are. My husband finally got a new phone after 4 years.
Really?
Yeah. He wears things out before he goes and buys a new one, and then it's like, oh God. For him to go and buy a new thing, it's like, ugh. He doesn't do it by himself either, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I have to go with him. So that's not a lot of fun. So off we go to Best Buy. Woohoo! And of course, the phone we wanted, guess what?
Sold out.
They were sold out of it. So she said, oh, well, there's another one that you can go down $4 5 miles down the road, and I went, oh no, we're not doing that. I said, what's the next one above that one? We're getting that one. Of course, I didn't tell you on the first time we went after work, and by the time we got there, I completely forgot that we have new hours with a lot of our stores, and they don't stay open very late. So anybody that's working that wants to do something after work is kind of out of luck. Because we got there right when they closed on Friday at 7.
Janet went to the beach this weekend.
Oh, no. I love it. You didn't invite us? You didn't invite us?
She's at a Florida beach.
Now, see what I mean? I did a little bit of coloring. I highlighted just the veins a little bit in the leaves, and I'm going to do some quick coloring. Doesn't have to be really fancy, just to kind of give it a little bit more depth. I'm going to leave some of them not that way. I'm going to leave some of them a little lighter.
Here's Sandy.
Hey, Sandy, how you doing? So see what I'm saying? I'm going to leave some of them a little lighter, some of them a little darker. That way they kind of have a different consistency. Because you know that's how leaves are when you have vines. They're not all the same color. Well, I think that'll do it. Quick and easy coloring with Cindy Luby. Just whack it on, right? So there you go. So there's today's card. Very quick and easy, but very pretty card to send out to your mother. You can make this into a thank you card. You can do just about anything. Here was the other card that I did that I designed without doing the second layer on the cardstock. I just did that in Poppy Parade. Now, let me show you another little hint that I did on this paper. Now, this paper was a big sheet that was like this. And on the sheet, it had kind of an opening because this would be a great scrapbook page that you could do, that you could have a little bit of accent in it. And it actually had a little bit more of a sky look over here. Well, this card was a piece of this paper. So I took the rest of this paper and I stamped the sentiment, God made you my mother, love made you my friend. And because I had all that sky, I thought that would be a perfect place to put your sentiment on this piece of paper that we had left over from the top. And then on the inside, I put the Happy Mother's Day. And that was from the Strong and Beautiful, because both of those sentiments are in the Strong and Beautiful. So love this stamp set. It's got some great sentiments in it. So I thought that would be a great way to make a quick and easy card as another Mother's Day card. I just stamped on the inside, and all I did was take the other piece and then make it and put it on a piece of cardstock. So there you go. It's a great way to utilize your paper and maximize it. So here's some other samples of cards that I did. I did this one, and I used the Flowers for Every Season paper. You know, that's our 6x6 paper that we have. Absolutely beautiful colors. So on this, I did the Misty Moonlight, and I did the Basic White. I stamped this in Just Jade. And then on the inside, and I put the thank you with those ornate frames that I was telling you about. So I think it's a great, seeing that cute little frame for a small sentiment. Elaine was complaining she needed more thank you cards, so I made this as a thank you for her. And then I just put the inside of that into the card and left it blank so she can put a nice thank you note in there. So there's another way of doing it. Then I took the ice cream corner designer series paper, and I did kind of the traditional way that a lot of us are using the curvy dies, by doing the one die, cutting the two piece, and then putting at the bottom with the dots. See that? And then in there I did the this is Magenta Madness, and then I did the Poppy Parade ink for the sentiment, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. And I thought, what a cute birthday card that would be with one of my favorite things, ice cream. or gelato. I can wish this is gelato. That's my favorite.
Sounds good to me.
And then I used the playing with patterns paper, and I did another wishing you the happiest of birthdays. And I did the die the same way, and I used Flirty Flamingo as my paper. Isn't that pretty? A fun card. You can put some embellishments on here if you wanted, some rhinestones. You could do some pearls. You could do all sorts of things. Then I stamped on the inside and I said, hooray for you. Oh, Sandy loves gelato too. Oh, Patsy loves ice cream. Yay! Not the only one.
I'm a chocolate kind of girl.
Oh, I love my chocolate, but as I get older, things are changing. I don't crave chocolate as much as I used to. And then this is my last card, which actually was the first card I made when I was playing around with this stamp set and dies. And on this one, I used Gorgeous Grape. Surprise!
No surprise.
And look at these dies that I used. Isn't that just cute? And these dies actually come with the ornate frame dies. These are the two dies that I used. So I just stacked them. So I just love those little dies. I think they are a hidden gem in the back of the catalog. Then I did some coloring with Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather. And I did the vines, and then I cut them out with the framelit. And then I did the birds, and I did our birds in different colors. I did the balmy blue, misty moonlight. I used all of our blues and did different shadings. This is old olive for the vines that you can cut out. And then I did our other curve, and I actually did it twice. I did it with the Gorgeous Grape, and then right underneath this is the same one again. And believe it or not, it almost looks like this has been white that's been cut out, but it's not. I just put it on a piece of basic white paper. So you didn't have to have the other side. So it's just a different way of doing it. But I thought, I'm putting it on white anyway. Why don't I put the other side? So I could use that white for another card that I did. And on the inside, I put our little bird on one of the little vines there. Thinking of you makes my day. Isn't that a pretty card? And it wasn't hard to make. All you have to do is stamp, cut out, and then cut out your pieces and assemble. So you could do multiple cards on that too. So out of these cards, get your fingers ready. You're going to have to vote. I want to see what everybody likes. So we'll put this one is number 1. We'll put this one is 2. We'll put the ice cream as number 3. The sunflowers is number 4. We'll do Poppy Parade as number 5. Well, Mother's Day card is number 6. Or one I designed today is number 7. Got that? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. Well, I see somebody likes number 1.
Got a 1.
What do you like, Elaine?
Oh my God, do I have to pick 2?
Elaine has to pick 2. No, not 2. You have to pick also.
1. I think I like it's number 6, the Mother's Day card.
Well, Ellen likes number 1 or number 4. So she likes the purple one, the hello, or the thank you.
So show me the numbers again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I like 1. You need to push 7 up. I like 1 and 6.
1 and 6. Oh, we have 1, 2, and 6. Faye likes 1.
There you go.
Patsy likes them all.
There you go, Patsy. You do that.
Sandy says they're also nice, but she likes number 4 too. Everybody likes my sunflowers. Huh, that one surprises me.
No, we love sunflowers.
It's such pretty paper. So
it's discontinuing.
It's discontinuing. So look, I did several cards with that one, and then we've got this one, the ice cream parlor. or the fine art floral. Those are all going away.
Yep.
And so is the playing with pattern. So
What
this
about-
one,
What about the curvy keepsake? Do you know any secrets on that?
I think, ooh, I think that one's retiring. Because you know what? We have the new catalog, and in the new catalog, we know which ones out of the main catalog and the mini catalog are retiring because they're not in the big catalog for this coming one. So we have a few secrets, and we're allowed to say that.
Yes.
So yes, if you don't have this Quite Curvy, I would definitely get it because I think it makes some beautiful cards and it's such an easy stamp set to use. So I would definitely get that. Now let me show you on this paper. This is some of the other flowers for every season paper that I was thinking about using for these cards. So you could use different flowers. Look at that, how pretty that would be. Grin, make some great happy birthday cards, Mother's Day cards, hello friend cards, all sorts. But these are just ones that I picked out from that paper, and it's all 6x6. So it's a great way to use that paper. And on the other side, you've got some great patterns too. But I just love that because I'm a flower girl. I love my flowers.
Bert said hello.
Oh, hi Bird, how you doing? Well, Sandy said it all. Oh, even Kevin. He voted. He likes number 6.
I agree with Kevin.
This was number 6. Well, ladies, it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it today. Wednesday, don't forget, we've got a scrapbook page coming up. And you know, Elaine's got so many stamp sets to choose from. Wonder which one she's going to choose. Can't wait to see. And then on Friday, we've got our tips and techniques. Again, she can choose anything she wants to choose. So who knows what she's going to come up with. I know I'm going to be choosing some of my favorites for the next few weeks when I do my quick and simple cards. So stay tuned and see you Wednesday. Bye now.
Bye.